Session 8. We made it, y'all. I don't know how I did it. I've been sitting in this room. I've been hearing some amazing presenters all day. Y'all are about to hear another amazing presenter, Miss Kathy Hughes. I am absolutely thrilled that this went off with seemingly without a hitch. So thank y'all. Everybody has VIP parking this year. It's amazing. Best TCCA ever. I didn't get run over trying to get people into parking spots this year. It's awesome. So thank y'all for staying with us. We are now here at session 8 with Miss Kathy Hughes. Without any further ado, take it away.
Thank you. Hi, y'all. My name is got something in my throat. My name is Kathy Hughes, and let me get some water. So this is the presentation for today. I'm going to be introducing EdPuzzle in the blended classroom. So if you do want access to the presentation, the bit.ly is here, bit.ly/EdPuzzle blended. Just make sure the E, the P, and the B are capitalized because it is case sensitive. So again, my name is Kathy Hughes. Whatever was in my throat is gone, thank goodness. My Twitter handle is @Mrs_K Hughes. And again, the bit.ly is there for y'all because there is a lot of information in the presentation. So I just wanted to make sure you guys have it, and it'll be throughout the whole presentation at the top right. So this is my seventh, I forget at this point. It's my 7th year teaching. I am a teacher in Fair at Owens Elementary. And I have been using EdPuzzle for about 4 years now. So I love it. What is it? It's a way to deliver your content. So it's a content delivery platform that's going to be student friendly for your kids. It allows you as a teacher to assess your students throughout a lesson. So for example, versus just them watching a video and then skipping through it, or just watching a video but then not stopping and thinking about what they're learning. What EdPuzzle does is it allows you to assess your kids. It also allows you to give feedback to your kids once they've submitted the assignment, and it allows them to give you feedback as well, and I'll show you guys how to do that inside one of our EdPuzzle lessons today. Best thing about it is it takes data for you. So a lot of the times if I'm wanting to assess a student and they're doing the lesson, with EdPuzzle, you're going to see all of the answers that they're doing, and then it'll give you that data of, oh, they got this kind of question, but not so much this one. And I'll show you guys what that looks like in a little bit, okay? So why EdPuzzle? Besides it being so amazing already, but EdPuzzle lets your kids work at their own pace. They're watching the video, they're answering the questions. They can rewatch the video as many times as they need to. They can rewatch a segment as much as they need to, but it doesn't let them skip. That's one of the big things with me, because a lot of the times I would have my kids, if they were just doing a video as a station, sometimes they would skip it. And, when you're doing stations, you can't really you monitor obviously, but you can't be there with them 100% of the time. So with EdPuzzle, it allows them to also have the accountability to stop, listen to the video, actually answer the questions, and then they can't skip. And then again, you can view the student progress and give feedback to your kids. So I think, and this came up in one of the sessions previous, one of the things with EdPuzzle for me is if you're barely starting with something like EdPuzzle, start simple. What I did was I started with my hovercam or a ladybug or whatever it was at that point, but I just recorded myself, grabbed my little composition notebook, started doing the lesson, and then recording the video, uploading the video into EdPuzzle, and then embedding questions. It's really simple, and again, I'll show you guys in a little bit how to use it. To me, that was one of the best things that helped me, because once I was comfortable with that, then I went and researched, how do you screen share? How do you add things from other apps? Or how do you app smash or things like that? But you want to get comfortable with it first. So one of the really cool things that came out on EdPuzzle's blog not too long ago is a new integration with Explain Everything. And I personally haven't used it, so if you guys have had the chance to look at that on the chat, and I can look at that later, but Explain Everything is essentially like a whiteboard. It's a digital whiteboard, but it allows you to do your video, like it records the whiteboard as you're making your lesson. So let's say, for example, if you're a science teacher like Ms. Hughes, you want to do on the whiteboard. Here's my lesson. I'm drawing it out, la, la, la. And that it's recording the whiteboard for you. It also allows you to embed images, clip art, all sorts of stuff. It's like Jamboard, but more steroids. And then it allows you to upload directly into EdPuzzle. The other one that I love to use is WeVideo. And with WeVideo, for Sci-Fair at least, we have to take a class to get full access to the whole repertoire of videos that they already have in there for you. But with WeVideo, it's a little bit more of an engaging way to present content to your students. So me as a science teacher, I love to make videos on there because it gives them like more crisp images or video snippets that are already there and just combining those little snippets. So it's basically a video editing software that you use, but it's really good because it gives kids those images versus, you drawing them on a notebook, which is good. But for me, it's going to be better if they actually see the content, especially in science, when they're learning about life cycles, for example, in second grade. That was crucial for me to be able to show them a video of the little teeny tiny egg, but zoomed in, versus me just drawing it or me showing it on their study guide. Another platform is Screencastify. And with Screencastify, I know it is free. It does have a 5-minute limit. I know during COVID, they kind of gave a little bit more time if you signed up through a specific way. If your school has a license for it, it might be a little bit longer, but it is free and it does allow you to do those 5 minutes. And now you can actually upload directly from Screencastify into EdPuzzle. So that's a really cool feature. The other way, which is the other easy way, is if you don't want to reinvent the wheel. Right here, once you log into EdPuzzle, on the left side column, you have popular channels. You have EdPuzzle, YouTube, Khan Academy, and I know with YouTube, some districts do have it blocked. So it depends on your district, but Nat Geo has videos on there, Crash Course. I'm going through all the ones that are science because I'm biased, but you have videos already there. The other thing is, if someone in your school has already created a video, and this kind of worked out, this is another teacher at Owens Elementary. She already did the plant adaptation video that we're going to be doing sometime next week. I can just go in, find her video, click on the little checkbox, and then you get a little pop-up menu at the bottom screen where you can copy. And it'll copy the questions and everything for you. You can go in and edit the video. And again, I'll show you guys how to do that in a little bit. But that's one of the easy ways to get your videos as well. You can either take from someone who already did it for you, just edit as you need, or go through the popular channels here in the little content or little search bar at the top. Again, if you're just starting with EdPuzzle, I would start simple. Start with your document camera or go into EdPuzzle and search for a video and then play with that so that you can then create your video lessons. And then as you get more familiar with it, then familiarize yourself with it, then do things like WeVideo, Screencastify, explain everything. Don't do all of them. Just stick to the one, the two, get comfortable with those, and then just making your video lessons a little bit more engaging. So with the pandemic going on, EdPuzzle came up with all of these new updates, and they have updates all the time. But some of the really cool ones that I've seen is the video events. So when you go into EdPuzzle and you are editing a video, I'm going to choose this one, the plant adaptations, because that's what we're studying at the moment. I'm going to click the checkbox. I'm going to click edit. And I've kind of already been editing this one, so I'm just going to go ahead and reset everything. That's another cool thing. If you have a video in there and you've already made changes, you can start over from scratch, reset. So once you're in here, if you notice this video already has some questions, audio embedded, it gives you like a timeline essentially of all of the changes or all of the things that you have already done, edits that you have already done into your EdPuzzle video. And so let's say, you know what, I don't want to edit from the beginning. I just want to edit from 1 minute, 33 seconds. I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to continue. Pause it because on my end, I can hear the video. And then I can go in and add my questions, add my voiceover, which I'll show you guys how to do that again in a little bit. But I just wanted to show you guys that's one of the really video events. At first, I didn't really see the point. I'm like, oh, well, it just tells me the events that I'm doing. But then you're like, oh, you know what? I want to go back to 50 seconds. And then you just click there and it'll take you there to make your changes. So that's one really neat feature. My favorite feature, and I should have put this one first. This is my favorite feature. My favorite feature is the multiple cuts. Why? Because sometimes you'll find a video that's, if you're looking or downloading a video from somewhere else, you'll find a video and it might be, I don't know, 5 minutes long, 10 minutes long. It just depends on what the content is. But your students don't need to hear the whole thing. So with multiple cuts, what you would have to do usually long ago, last year, you'd have to go into a video editing software. So something like WeVideo, and then record a snippet, and then record another snippet, and then record another snippet. And it's so time consuming. With EdPuzzle, with that new update, what they did was, and I'm going to go ahead and play my video. If I know, right here. So if I know exactly where I want to do my cut, let's pretend that my cut is at 30 seconds. I'm going to add my cut. And you know what? This video right now was like 5 minutes, 2 seconds. I know for a fact that everything from 30 seconds up to a minute, I don't need it. So I'm going to add another cut. Or sorry, I'm going to drag this to the 1 minute mark. I don't need any of that. But I do need the stuff from the beginning of the video. So just cut and delete. So then I'm going to delete. This one has video events right now, so that's why it's asking the question. Usually if there's no questions on there, it's not going to ask you that. So you deleted the stuff that I had prior. That's okay. Then you know what? I know I need all the stuff right here except after 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm going to add my cut there. But I do need the last 30 seconds. So I'm just going to go here, add my cut. I don't need to add cut. I just need to drag. If I know it's just the last 30 seconds, I'm done. I'm going to go ahead and click finish. And my video went from being 5 minutes long that I knew my students didn't really need to hear part of that information to here's 2 minutes and 42 seconds of the information you absolutely have to hear. I'm going to go back into my edits so I can show other updates. Again, that one is one of my favorites just because it's easier for your kids to just follow along and just watch what they do. Otherwise, especially if you teach the little ones, it just gets them distracted. So here we go. Let's see. Oh, it was showing blank on my side. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the other one is audio and voiceovers. If you have bilingual kids, if you have or your other English language learners, if you have kids that need to listen because they're, wow, my words are escaping. It's 3 o'clock, guys. Because they listen better or they learn better by listening, then you're going to go in, and when you're editing, I'm going to go into my questions. I have a friend, and this is from a few years ago. I had a friend who he was reading at a C in 2nd grade. So what I would do, and not for all the kids, because again, one of the cool things about EdPuzzle is that you can individually assign to your kids. So I'm going to go, and I know that my question that I want to ask is at 30 seconds, right? So I'm going to go in and I'm going to click note. And with the note, you can add a written comment, and etc. If I just want to record my voice and not have any text on there, that's fine. I like to do the question or give the instruction on here. And I'm going to add the question. So like, let's pretend, okay, this is plant adaptations. What plant adaptation do you see? Something simple. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to give instructions to the student. And it's not going to let you hear just because I didn't share the audio, because otherwise the video is a little bit too loud. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to click on this little icon right here, the little microphone. Click on my microphone. Okay, kids, you guys are going to answer the following question. What plant adaptation do you see? Go ahead and click continue and then answer the question. So then once I'm done, I can preview by clicking on the little icon, the little sound icon, and then I'm going to click save. Okay, takes a second. There it goes. What that's going to do is when the kids are watching the video and they get to the 30 seconds, it has the question, but then they can also click play, and it would play the question out for them. They would click continue, and then at that point, I would make sure to drag it right back to 30, which is where my question is, or 31. And then I would add my question at that point. Right, and you know what? For this one, they do a multiple choice question. So what adaptation do you see? I can type. The cool thing about the multiple choice questions is that you give them the correct answer, but then it also gives them the feedback. So the answer for this one is tendril. Incorrect answer would be, I don't know, something like colorful leaves. You would go in and you would click on the feedback. And then here is where you can, besides just telling them, oh, good job, you got it right, you can have your kids go in and think deeper. So what adaptation do you see? Oh, I see a tendril on a sticky note, or I would still do great job because you want to make sure you're acknowledging your students. But on a sticky note, my kids hate when I do this, but I don't mind. On a sticky note, write another plant that has this same adaptation. Okay. You could go in and you can add a link. If you wanted to make it a little bit more interactive, you can go in and add a picture if you wanted. So let's say that I want to give them a clue. Then I would go in, find my picture. I can copy the URL and upload it that way. Or if I've already got an image saved, I can upload my image, click OK, and then it would put the image on here. Fifth graders love memes, so I would maybe add a meme, something with a tendril, give them a clue as well. And go ahead and click save. And so then again, what happens is when the kids go in to see this, oops, I moved the question, sorry. When the kids go in to see, they're going to see the audio first. They're going to be able to listen to the audio, and then they're going to get the question and be able to answer the question. So for those kids that they might love science, but they're not comfortable in, that's going to be you reading it to them so that they don't have to worry about that part. I don't want my kids to worry about reading in science, which it's important, but at the same time, I don't want their confidence to go down. So I'm just going to read that question for them, have them think about it, and then focus on just the science. I'm going to go here. The voiceover, this is not new, but this is just a really cool feature that you might want to consider. This video, for example, it's not my video. This is from one of our science coaches. And as much as I love her, I want my kids to listen to my voice just because it gives them that familiarity. And then right now, especially with remote learning, you want to have that connection. So you'd rather them hear your voice than somebody else's. I'm going to go here to voiceover. And then I can do a voiceover anywhere. I'm just going to start it from the beginning just because that's me. I want them to hear my voice throughout the whole time. And then I would start recording. I'm not going to record right now just because I'm not going to worry about the changes. But you would click recording, stop recording, and it would have the voice over there for you. Okay. And then the closed captions, it's actually not a new update. The closed captions is just something that's available to your students, but that's something that's going to be really beneficial for them whenever they are watching the videos. And just let me see if I can do the student view. I wasn't able to do it earlier, but let me finish. There it goes. And let me do it on here. No, but on the student view, they have the closed caption option. And again, that one's not a new update. It was a new update last year, but that's just a really neat feature, especially for your kids that they need to the words, or that you want your kids to get familiar and have that literacy piece in there as well. So really cool new update. This one you might already know, but it is recent, so I wanted to let you guys know. With EdPuzzle, it used to be that you would have to download your video into your desktop and then go through the whole process of uploading it and yada yada. Well, what if you did something like Screencastify? Well, I'll tell you about Screencastify in a second, but what if you did something like WeVideo? Or you used another platform? I know some people like to use Loom. And then what's the other one? Screencast-O-Matic. So whatever platform you're using, you would have to save it into either your Google Drive or download it. Well, now what happens is you go here to, let me finish this one. I'm going to go back to my EdPuzzle, and let's pretend I'm adding a new video. I'm going to go to my content, add content, upload video. I can then go ahead and click on my Google Drive. My internet is being slow. Click on my account, and it'll show you all of the videos that I have saved on there. So, or from other people. So one of the ones, the only downside is that it doesn't, like, you know how with other platforms it'll let you search for within your folders and then all that. It doesn't, and that's okay. Maybe that's an update they can work on. I know I have a video on polygons. That's what I want my kids to learn about this week, or that's the station that they're doing this next coming week, or something like that. You're gonna click on your video, click select, and it'll start downloading in there. It does take a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and cancel, but once it's in there, delete. Once it is in there, you're gonna click on the little checkbox, and then you can go in and edit, embed your questions, embed your voiceovers, anything else that you might want to do. And then same thing that we did for this one, go ahead and click finish, right? So that's one cool thing, because now it saves time. It used to be where, again, you would have to download, upload, all this business. Now we don't have to do that. The other one is Screencastify, and you might already know this one as well, because this one it's recent, but it's like not that recent. It came out sometime this year. But what you do is, let's say I want to, add a video from my Screencastify into my EdPuzzle. And again, it would have to be like, oh, I have to save it to my Google Drive, or I have to save it to YouTube or whatever, and then upload it to EdPuzzle. Well, you don't have to anymore. Now what you do is you go into your app, and for me, I downloaded the Chrome extension. You click on this little icon up here that says my recording. I'm gonna click whatever is on there. So this one was one of their warm-ups. There it goes. Okay. It's not going to be automatically in there. So you do have to go in, if you use Screencastify, you do have to go in here to where it says share, click more options, add more share options. And then you have the option to do Google Classroom, EdPuzzle, Wakelet, Remind. So initially it'll look like that, and then you just turn it on and you should be good. So we're going to try it right now. We're going to click on that. First video, whatever video you're going to upload. Now my option is there. I'm going to click upload to EdPuzzle. And it'll say click on the Google Drive button to start uploading it. And this is one of my sections, but I'm going to go ahead and click, and then it would upload. I'm not uploading it just because I have limited space. I used to have the unlimited one, and now it's just limited, and that's okay. Okay. Before I move on to the app smash, I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you some more things here on EdPuzzle, just because it's something that we noticed was beneficial earlier. So earlier I was saying start simple, right? Either do a document camera video or record your screen, or you can go into your EdPuzzle, and if someone already has a video, you can just go ahead and do that one. So I'm going to go into, this is just science at my school, but let's say I have, there's my district. I want to get a video from a teacher. I know for a fact, me and her are, and this is true, by the way, me and them, we usually plan some time on our own time, just to make sure with all this lovely remote learning that we have going on that we are all on the same page. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to click on her account, which I'm not right now just because I didn't ask her prior to this. So I'm going to just go in and click Owens. But let's pretend I did, wow, I cannot find it. There it is. I talked to her. She's like, oh yeah, go ahead and upload that one. That's fine. I'm going to go and click on her name, right? Well, I'm going to go into my partner one just right now. This is Ms. Schuneman. She's one of my science partners. And let's say, you know what? She already created the video, or maybe it's her turn to create the video, and next time it's my turn to create the video. It's all about collaboration, or it's already there. You're going to click on this plant adaptation video, click the little checkbox, and then click copy. And I think I don't remember if I already talked about this, all these sessions. So now I can go into my content, and it's there. And if I want to go through and I want to edit that video, I can edit that video, right? Here's all her changes, but maybe I don't want all of these. Maybe I want to add my own questions. That's fine. But like I was saying earlier, make it easy on yourself. If it's their first time with EdPuzzle, or you've used EdPuzzle before, but you're not really too familiar with it, this is a good way, making sure that you can collaborate with other educators. Or if you know for a fact that there's a video out there, first search for it. And then if you don't like any, then sure, go make your own copy or go make your own video, because you don't want to reinvent the wheel, right? So that's going to be one of the easier ones right now. And I'm actually going to delete that because, like I said, I don't have that one. Oops. Okay. So that's one. Really quickly with the app smash. And actually, what did my computer just do? Don't y'all love technology sometimes? Okay, so sorry, my computer's acting up on me. So with app smashing, basically it's a fancy way of saying how are you going to integrate other apps if you want to into your EdPuzzle. I love EdPuzzle because, again, it gives my kids that accountability because they have to watch certain sections. They cannot skip forward. They have to answer the questions. They know I'm going to see it. I love that piece. I love the fact that I can go through and do the cuts and embed questions and embed audio. That's great. But it's not that interactive. So I'm hoping that's something in the future that they will do. But what can we do? What's our plan B? My plan B is usually app smashing. One of my other favorites is Flipgrid. What I can do is, you know what? I want my kids, we're doing plan adaptations. Cool. Let me go into the video. Edit. Questions. Let's say we're going over, let's see. Okay, brightly colored leaves. I might want to ask, I might want to give them an assignment. Oh, okay, we're talking about showy leaves. You know what? I'm going to go here into my open-ended question. And the reason why I do the open-ended question, because you could just go in let me pause that, sorry. You can go in and just add a note and then send them to another assignment, but then that's not going to be accountability. I'm going to go in here into my open-ended question. And for example, go to this Flipgrid assignment. And answer and complete the activity. Okay. Now, I don't have one prepared, sorry, but I would go to highlight this Flipgrid assignment, click on my little hyperlink, that's your best friend, and then I would copy paste the URL for my Flipgrid. And if you're not familiar with Flipgrid, basically it's another video platform where your kids record themselves answering questions. It has a whiteboard feature, they can do filters, they can do like that little breaking news thing. It's really cool. So then I would click my URL. I might want to give them the password if they don't have the password. Click save. My kids, and this is just something I've established with my classroom, but let's pretend that you want to do that, the same procedure. For my kids, they know usually when they're done with an assignment that, for example, Flipgrid or Padlet or something like that, they know that they have to come back and type in the secret word. Whatever the secret word is, they would, you could either give it here in the instructions, but then no point. I would just usually click continue. And then when my kids answer the question, they would come back and type in the secret code because they're done with that Flipgrid activity. So that's one way that you can app smash. Another one that you could do is Padlet. And Padlet I really like. I like all of them. I'm biased. I like my ed tech, but Padlet I really like because it's like essentially a board with digital sticky notes, right? And they're going to go in, they're going to answer the questions. And why am I not doing this on EdPuzzle? Here's why. Because I want the kids, not all the time, but there's going to be times when I want my kids to collaborate. Let's say that they're working with a group and they're doing their rotations, or they're doing partner work or whatever, but I still want both of them to do the EdPuzzle just so that I have that data. Then they can go in and they can collaborate with either their group, they can collaborate with the whole class because the whole class at that point would do the EdPuzzle activity and then the Padlet activity. They go in, they answer the question, then I have everyone's answers. Then they can answer or respond to other students in the classroom, even though they're all kind of doing their own thing in the classroom with whatever station they're at. I just like how collaborative it can be. The other one is Schoology. Schoology. I just got familiar with it this summer. Many of y'all did probably too, but I did summer school purposefully for that reason, to make sure that I got myself familiar with Schoology. And so one of the things that you can do is you can embed that. You can embed a discussion or an assignment to EdPuzzle from Schoology to your Schoology. Gets fun. So what I did here, I created a little sandbox course. And I went ahead and I added a discussion. If you don't know how to add these yet, it's add materials, add discussion right here. And then you go in and you create your assignment. So I've already created one. There's my discussion. I'm going to go up here to my URL, copy that, because what it'll do, what it will do is it will give your kids that are in that specific class that specific URL, so that if for some reason your kids access your EdPuzzle, but they're not in your class, they can't get into it because they're not part of your Schoology class. So you go in, you can either do multiple choice question, open-ended, or a note, right? So this one I would honestly just do a note. Complete because then I have that in Schoology already, so they don't really have to go in and let me know, oh, Miss Hughes, I got it done. I can see from Schoology if they got it done. Complete the discussion in Schoology by clicking this link here. There you go. And I'm going to highlight. Little hyperlink is my best friend. Control paste, Control V, and then it's there. So then I'm going to save it. And when my kids get to this part of the video, they're going to go to, oh, it says complete the question. Okay, fine. Click here, and it'll take them to the discussion board. And again, I'm going to answer it. The reason why I do this is because, yes, I want my kids to go through and learn the content on EdPuzzle. Yes, I want them to review concepts, but I also want them to be collaborating with kids, because that's one of our big C's, right, for 21st century learners. We want them to learn how to collaborate with each other. I'm going to have them collaborate as well within an EdPuzzle lesson. The last one is one of my favorites too. It's Google Drive. So Google Drive stuff, you can do things like Google Slides, Google Docs. Jamboard just got approved for Sci-Fair, so if you're in Sci-Fair, you can now use Jamboard. You can share the link to your Jamboard in a note, in a open-ended question, in your multiple choice, however you want to share it. But you can share that within your EdPuzzle as well. And one of the reasons why I do like to do the app smashing is because, so let's say they're watching the video, right? And you give them an assignment. What it'll do is it will stop the video if the video was playing, so that your kids can then go complete that activity. And then when they come back to the tab, it'll continue the video. So that's another way to app smash. There's a lot of other different ways. Just for me, my end goal is usually, yes, deliver the content, but how are my kids going to deepen their thinking? How are they going to collaborate with other kids, even if they might be working on the EdPuzzle independently, right? And how can we streamline that experience for our students? So we've already kind of talked a little bit about the EdPuzzle integrations. I'm not a guru at all in blended learning yet. I will get there. But I do like to delve into it, mess around with it, have my kids kind of take control of their learning. So I started out with station rotations, and a lot of you guys already do this. You get stations, time stations. That's what the station rotations are. They call them studios now. It's just different names. But I would do my station rotations, and one of my stations, not all the time, but one of my stations would at some point be EdPuzzle. It's either I want to front load information to a certain group, like let's say green group or A group, whatever you want to call your groups. That group, they're ready. They've already mastered the content that we've been talking about. They're ready to learn the new content that's coming up, or I want them to get familiarized with the vocabulary. I'm going to assign that group that EdPuzzle and front load that information so that when we do get to the new lesson, they've already heard the vocabulary. They kind of are already familiar with what we're going to be doing, so they should be getting it a little bit more easily. That's one thing you can do. If you're having your kids work at your own pace, station rotations, all of that, but if you're having another group, you can have them review concepts, because let's say, you know what, these 3 kids, they're not getting the lesson or they're not understanding the vocabulary. Let me go in and review the concepts with them through EdPuzzle. If they're still not getting it when they get to my teacher station and I assess them that way in person, then I need to reteach that for those kids, right? So it's going to be a great way to review your concepts with your students. You can individually assign to students through your LMS. Oh, I need to show you guys that. So when you do your EdPuzzle, I'll show you guys how to link it and all that. But make sure that you are linking with your LMS. And what that is your if it's Schoology that you're using, use Schoology, Google Classroom, Canvas, whatever your platform is, you have to make sure that you link it. What that does is you can then go into your LMS and individually assign for your kids. You might have these 3 students that I was saying needed help with the concepts. Those 3 kids are going to get another lesson to help them cement their knowledge, words. But the other kids, they're ready to move on. So I'm going to assign them that. But you know what? I have one more kid. He's on it. He's already got it. I'm going to give him something that's going to either extend the lesson or elaborate on that lesson to make sure that he's learning a little, learning or cementing that knowledge, or even just going above and beyond. I might not necessarily want that student to get ahead, and I'm just going to give them different lessons that I want to make sure are still about that content, but then giving him more or giving her more. One of the other cool things, and I haven't messed with these too much just because I teach the little ones, and I think the GT kids can handle this, but the student created projects, those are really cool. And really any kid can handle that. It depends on the time frame that you give your students. So one of the things you can do in EdPuzzle, there it goes, is you can actually create student projects. So you're going to go to add content, student project, and you would give them the instructions on there. So the subject, the goal, and then the instructions. For example, if we're doing plant adaptations, I want my kids to go and research other plant adaptations that they want to share about. And they can make a video about it and then ask their own questions to other groups, right? So again, it could be a long-term project, it could be a GT project, could be something for your middle school, high schoolers. This is going to be really good too. Once I'm done going through all of that, I would click on Save Project. I actually already created a little test one. I would go down here to test. There's where all of my project instructions would be, and then I would click Assign. And then right now it only has my Google Classroom on there because with Schoology, you have to assign from within Schoology. So I'll click on that and then click Assign. I'm not going to right now though because I don't need to. So that's another thing that you could do with EdPuzzle. There's a lot of different things that you could do with it. So like I said, start simple. And then just build upon that knowledge, because the more comfortable you are with it, the more comfortable your kids are going to be with it as well. The last thing I want to do before I let you guys explore, and you'll probably just get to explore a little bit, but still, it's really good, is making sure that you connect to your LMS. So if you're not using Google Classroom, which I wish I was, that's my favorite. Sorry, I'm biased. But if you are using something like Schoology, you're going to go into your icon right here inside your EdPuzzle. You're going to go click on your name, click on school, and you only have to do this one time. Well, one time for each class. You're going to scroll down, and then you're going to connect your LMS. So select your LMS. It's Schoology. It would give you some codes on there at the bottom. It'll give you a consumer key and a shared secret. What that does is once you copy and paste those into your Schoology, and again, this is Schoology. It might be similar for other LMS platforms. But you would go here into Schoology. Cyphers looks like this, where EdPuzzle is on the side, on the left column. And this one right now, it won't actually let me do the consumer key and the share key because mine is already connected. But here, it would give you the option to do your consumer key and your share key. You would click OK, sync everything. And you can actually assign from here. So what this does is this little icon on the left, it's going on the left side column, it's going to sync everything. Then to assign inside Schoology, and if you guys are familiar with how to do it in the other platforms and you're using another platform, please put it on the chat. But with Schoology, what you do is you would go into add materials and you would assign from here, from the app. Now, other districts I've seen, they have to include the app through the resources tab. And you would go to apps, and then somewhere in here you have the option to add your EdPuzzle. So again, it's a little bit different with each district. So the way that it is for Cy-Fair, it's there on that left side column inside your course. So now I'm ready to add my material. I'm going to go add materials, click EdPuzzle. And then you'll see all of your things from EdPuzzle in here. I'm going to assign the plant adaptations because that's what we've been working on. It'll give you a preview, and you have to make sure you click on the eye, because if you just click anywhere, it won't let you click. You have to click on the eye, click on the eye. It'll give you a preview, and then you're going to click assign. You can prevent skipping. You don't have to. They can skip if you want, but for me, they need to make sure that they're going through the whole video. So I always prevent skipping. That's just the default on there anyway. Click assign. And when the kids click on it, it'll take them to EdPuzzle. And it's right there within Schoology. Now right here, obviously, I can't see it right here because it's not the student view. You do want to make sure that you enable your grading though. So you're going to go, and I don't think I mentioned this to the other class. You're going to go here into the little gear icon, click edit. And then again, that consumer key shared secret, you're only supposed to do it once. I have heard where other educators have to keep redoing it. It just depends on IT and how they've set it up. I'm gonna blame it on them. I'm gonna click enable grading, give them the due date, the category, all that fun stuff. And then it's ready to go now. So what happens is you can see their progress. Click on that. You can then see the student progress. You can see the student progress here as well. So if you go into your classes, you have all of your classes here. Here's my sandbox course. It says 0 of 0 because I don't have any students in there, but it would show, for example, if I have 20 students, 0 of 20. Oh, no one has turned it in. Let me get on them, tell them, blah, blah, blah. You can also see the progress here in Schoology. You can see the video, you can see the questions. You can see the students. Right now you can't because there's no one here, but you would see, for example, at the beginning of the presentation, this slide, you would see this, where it has a little green bar if they've completely watched it, and then it'll give you their grade. So that's another option. It's really neat because then you can see the progress of the kids within Schoology. We only have a little bit of time. How did I run out of time in this class? So if you would like to explore, and you guys go to the bit.ly /EdPuzzle blended with the capital E, capital P, capital B. And it is case sensitive. So if you go in there, the second to last slide, it has a referral code. This is just me being selfish. If you go through the referral code, when you set up your EdPuzzle account, even if your district does have it, it'll give me 3 extra videos for my EdPuzzle. So that's just me being selfish. But then just make sure you choose your school, your content, and then make sure that you guys connect to your LMS. That's a big one because otherwise your kids can't see anything, or it'll say private access or something. So I'm going to let you guys, I know it's 3:45 or 3:44. We only have a little bit of time left for you guys to explore, but I'm going to hop onto the comment section if you guys have any questions that you want to ask. If you want to go ahead and explore, there's the slide, and then if you click on referral code, that'll give me more videos for myself. And you guys can do that too. If you ever refer somebody else, like, hey, use EdPuzzle, you give them a referral code, and it'll give you 3 extra videos. It's here in your little account where it says invite teachers, and it'll give you a link for other people to click on. And again, it gives you those free videos for your account. So I'm hopping onto the comments. If anyone has any questions, I am more than happy to answer. Or you can go in and explore EdPuzzle because it really is such a cool app.
Well, that was amazing again. Thank you so much, Kathy Hughes. Great job explaining EdPuzzle. Great program. I have just dropped in the password. It is, there we are, right below me there. And so that way you will be able to get your credit. And thank you all again. This is the last session of the day, session 8. Got to say, I'm a little pooped right now, tired. Saw a lot of amazing educators, saw a lot of amazing stuff today. I hope y'all came out with something that you can do from each session, or hopefully a bunch from every session, honestly. But I really hope y'all had a great day of learning here today. Thank you for coming. I know 2020 has been a crazy year. We didn't expect that we would be doing this virtually, but at the same time, here we are. We did it. Y'all have been amazing. Everybody got VIP parking. Hey, it's all good for me. So if you have any questions, I think we're going to stick in here for about 3-4 more minutes. It's
I do
right.
Go ahead. I do see some questions. For the space, if you get your account, it's 20 videos that you get, unless you have like the premium account with your school. But usually it's 20 videos is the limit. We used to have at my previous school like the complete unlimited one. Oh, it was great. But that's why now I'm like, hey, use my referral code. Give me free videos, please. But 20 videos is what you have. And then Lucia, if you edit in EdPuzzle, will it update in Schoology? If you're editing in EdPuzzle, what you do is when you assign it to Schoology, that video should already be finished. So I think you would have to reassign it.
Thank you for correcting me on that.
Yes. For the videos, the extra videos, that just means I would get three more spaces, or whenever you refer someone, it gives you 3 more video or 3 more spaces for you to upload 3 more videos. The pre-made videos, if you want to find some pre-made videos, when you go inside of EdPuzzle to the main page, you can either search for content on the top left-hand corner in the little search bar, or you have videos here on the side where the popular channels are, or you can look at videos from someone in your school or your school district, depending on how your school district has set up the license. Let me see if I see any other questions. I do not like Screencastify. You know what? I use it sometimes, those little short explanation videos. Although I heard there's an editor now. I haven't messed with it too much, but I know that they do have an editor now, video editing program in it. It is a more extensive video program. Yes, I've heard great things about Loom. I might start messing with Loom just to see what it's all about, because I always hear such great things about them. Will the voiceover and recorded questions at certain points in the video automatically adjust when adding one after already recording the other? Hold on, I need to reread that. Will the voiceover and recorded questions at certain points in the video automatically adjust when adding one? So I think I'm understanding it. With the voiceover, it's the voiceover for the video itself. If you have audio questions, it's not going to record over that. It'll pause the video, and then the kids can hear your audio questions or comments, and then it'll keep playing the video with whatever voiceover you've done. I think. I don't know if I answered that question.
Terry Jones. So you can always come back to this YouTube channel and review any of the videos that you've seen in this channel. And that's the same goes for any of the other TCCA channels. I think it's TCCA 2020 all the way through TCCA 28. So there's like almost 30 TCCA video channels, and you can view any of these sessions. However, you will only get 8 hours of credit though.
And Sherry, to answer your question, yes. If you go in and you delete your videos, then that slot is there available for you as well. That's usually what I do. If I run out of space, I go in, delete one of the videos I'm not using, and then upload a new video. Yes. Unless you get like the premium account, then yes, it's 20 videos that you have. All right. Well, I think our time is up. Thank you all so much for coming to the session, and I really enjoyed presenting it. Went faster though. I feel like we got less time. That's always the case though. That's how it is with my last classes too. I'm like, okay guys, let's go, hurry. Yes, you can save them on a computer. There's the option to upload directly from the computer. That used to be the original option.
Awesome. Once again, thank y'all so much. Y'all have been an awesome audience. We've had some amazing presenters here. Let's give a digital round of applause for Miss Hughes here. You did amazing for the second time again today. Hope to have y'all all back next year. And we always enjoy having more presenters. So fill out those presentation requests, and we'd love to see you here next year.
Yes, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. That's my Twitter handle if y'all need it. Thank you so much.
Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Bye-bye.